to semi-live this week. It is Thursday, October 14th here today. Back in the tree in Wisconsin. This is the first really decent cold front we've had since 3 weeks now. We're sitting in a stand that I actually shot my doe out of here a couple weeks back. Kind of to bring you up to speed if you haven't been following along with the semi-lives, I had a buck, my number 2 buck I call Stevie Wonder. We thought he broke his side off last week. Got a picture of him, and then about an hour later I got a buck hitting a scrape that almost looked identical to him frame-wise, that looked like a side missing. And we analyzed the pictures like crazy, and I was just about certain it was him. It was kind of tough to tell given the photo, but came out 2 days after that and tried to look for that other side over on the other property I can hunt here. We had some rain come in. I figured I could go in there and kind of walk around and look for it, see if I could find it, and didn't have any luck finding that side. Did end up finding this shed to my number 1 buck, which is a buck I call Baby Splits. He's 7.5 years old now. The shed I found from him was all the way back in 2017, so that's pretty cool. I've been looking for that antler for quite a while, and just stupid luck I stumbled up on it the other day. But here 2 days ago, we got pictures on my dad's property of a buck with a really goofy side. Got a couple of pictures of him on 2 or 3 cameras here, all that same night, and I was able to kind of piece everything together then and realize that there was a totally different buck that I got pictures of. And Stevie Wonder, actually, we just got some pictures of him here this morning, about an hour before daylight. That's kind of why we're sitting here tonight. But we got confirmation that he's in full frame mode, and he didn't bust anything off, and it was actually just another buck that rolled into the area and just has a goofy side. But it was just kind of dumb luck how it all came together on the cameras and how he looked so much similar on that one side. So it's good to see that. My number 1 and 2 buck are still doing good. So we're actually in here tonight after Stevie. I'm assuming he's bedded in here. I feel pretty confident there's a good chance we run into him tonight. We've had a lot of pictures of him hitting the scrape. He kind of did the same thing last year. I get pictures of him in the mornings and afternoons hitting the scrape a lot this time of year. So with any luck, he'll come strolling through tonight, and we can hopefully get an arrow in him. It's been about 10-15 minutes since that buck came through. Pretty nice looking deer. We could just see 100 yards out. We could just see this sapling rocking back and forth he was rubbing on. And he came and read the script just perfect, just how we want our target buck to do. came and worked the grapevine and came right down the trail at 15 yards. We had a little fawn over here that kind of came up by him, and he started bumping her around. And then she just kind of looped behind us and was hanging out there for the last half hour or so. We've been kind of having to sit tight here before we could give you an update, but pretty awesome start. Deer are definitely moving. We got a lot of daylight left, so hopefully our buck screws up here in the next hour.
Well, it's right around 4 o'clock right now. It is October 17th, the evening. Brandon and I just got out to a plot that we call the Oakwoods food plot. Basically, Oakwoods on both sides. We have a little alleyway with corn that actually we could see the farmers way on the other end of the cornfield. It looks like they were starting to take down all that corn, so this should all be off within a day or so, which will definitely help the movement on our property. This is the first time anybody has been back to this plot this year. We've kind of left it pretty quiet since the weather was not ideal, but we've got a west wind which is blowing away from the plot. And when we walked in, it looks like there's 3 scrapes already opened up around this Oakwoods. There's actually a really good scrape where we got a ton of bucks last year, so I'm actually going to move the trail camera that we have here after the hunt and move it over there. But other than that, I don't know. I don't really know what to expect. The camera died like 2 weeks ago, so it's been pretty quiet back here as of what we know. So hopefully some bucks travel through here tonight and head to the corn.
That's a shooter. Maybe. That is a stud.
Well, it's like 5:20 right now. Just had a pretty good encounter with a pretty good buck. We were just sitting here kind of chilling out, talking a little bit, and he came running right through the plot. I don't think he was spooked or anything. I think he was just trotting through the plot quick to get back up to that corn. Went right through that alleyway. Wasn't expecting that to happen, honestly, but good to see that they're on their feet already. He probably would have been right on the border of shooting, but there was no way of even probably getting a shot off. He was in and out of the plot in 15 seconds, so yeah, we're gonna sit tight, see what else happens. That buck is hitting scrapes like no other. Dude, that's 100%.
Dude, that was sick.
nice buck. It's a very nice buck. Oh my god, that's a stud. Holy moly. Looks nice. That rack is sick with the extra point in there. Well, it's like 8:30. Brendan and I ended up getting stuck in the stand probably for, I don't know, a good hour or so, waiting for that buck to lead the plot. Honestly, don't have any pictures of that deer, probably mainly because that camera back there died. We actually had a battery pack on it, and the deer chewed the cable to the battery pack, so the batteries have been dead. We haven't been getting pictures, and unfortunately it was still dead, and I thought we had some extra batteries, but so I'm gonna come out in about a day or two and rehang some cameras back there, and because it looks like that deer, it's pretty much his area back there. He hit a ton of different scrapes on the plot, probably 3 or 4 honestly, chasing bucks around. It got me pretty excited. Unfortunately, he came into the plot just a little too late. I couldn't really see my pin at all, and I'm pretty sure it was honestly after hours already, so decided not to shoot. And yeah, we're gonna be back after that deer. He's definitely a shooter. It's exciting to see some mature deer on their feet, and excited to keep after it in the next couple weeks.
Goodbye. We are back in North Dakota again. I don't know what trip we're on, but tonight's a little different. We are not getting in a blind. We are not getting in a tree stand. We're just gonna go in and hunt off the ground. We're actually gonna be hunting a spot that we had set up earlier in the year, and we had a couple good bucks using it. We just weren't. We were interested in a couple other spots, and we wanted to really key in on those spots. But what happened is those spots are just so inconsistent right now that we don't want to burn our days as we're getting here in the later parts of October. We feel like we need to be out and at least sitting, especially with this cold front moving in. We don't want to sit here at camp and waste these nights, so we're going back into a spot, like I said, that we had set up before. There was, we haven't been in there, but there was standing corn butter right up to a marsh where we knew those 2 bucks were coming out of. So our plan is we're gonna go right into that corn, standing corn, and set up off the ground, and just hopefully they get out of their bed and work to that corn, and we can cut them off. It would be pretty sweet if it happened. We need something like this to kind of turn our luck around for this year and really fire things up. So we're gonna give her hell and see what happens. October the 20th today. This looks a little different than what we're used to, but slid into this spot. We're literally just standing on the edge of a cattail marsh. We had this spot set up early in the year. Things just didn't go as planned. We ended up getting rid of this spot, focusing in on a few other spots. And those deer have since been a lot more inconsistent. So we need our luck to change, so we figured, why not get stealthy, slip in here and try and kill one of these good bucks we had coming in early off the ground. Closing in on the last
finally have the weather we've been waiting on. I think it's like mid 30s right now. Last time I checked it was like 37 degrees. And for this time of year you can't ask for much more. We've waited a long time for it. And hopefully we can capitalize here. It looks like it's going to be about the same temperatures till probably Saturday. So we're going to get about 3, maybe 4 sits in where the temperatures are going to be good. So hopefully those other spots that we have, those bucks, figure it out and get on their feet in daylight. October the 23rd tonight. Back in the tree, back after buzz. This deer is throwing us curveballs, and we've swung and missed quite a few times. A couple of times we haven't even made it to the ballpark. But we're gonna stick with it. Keep grinding. We got a good vantage point tonight. And this is where Mike killed, actually, same exact tree. The night Mike killed, the night before we filmed Buzz from here. He stays in a marsh about 500 yards straight east of us. Works to the corn, makes a loop, and gets here too late. So, our plan tonight is we brought Slim Jim, our decoy, out with us. We got him set up in the beans here. And we're going to rattle if we see Buzz. And see if we can entice him over here. And have him play our game instead of us trying to play his. So that's the plan. We got nothing to lose. And hopefully we see some good deer movement. We got the weather. We just, we got to be one step in front of Buzz instead of 5 steps behind. So let's do this thing. Hey guys, welcome back to another First Light in the Field. Brennan and I are back in North Dakota, and we finally have the cold weather we're looking for. With that brings the need to keep your hands warm. So today I'm wearing the Sanctuary insulated hand muff. This thing is awesome. When we get into those like colder November all day sits, this is going to be a must-have in my pack. Just want to go over some of the features. It's got one of these drop-in 2 pouches that right now I have my phone in, but as it gets colder, that's where I'm going to put hand warmers. And this thing's lined on the inside with Berber fleece. It's just super comfortable, super warm. It's like an oven when you put your hands in there. It's also super quiet, doesn't make any noise, and it's water resistant, which is a huge plus for sitting in that November cold. And if it snows, you don't have to worry about anything inside getting wet. Keep your hands warm. As a bull hunter, that is a must need in the tree. So if you guys haven't already, head on over to firstlight.com, check this out, and pick one up for your November all-day sits. Well, that's about gonna wrap it up for tonight's sit. Right on par with everything else. Didn't see very much at all. North Dakota kicked their ass early season. That's probably going to wrap things up for us here. We gave her help, and just deer were not acting the way that we thought they would. So, sounds like either tonight after dark we're going to run around and pull the blinds. We only got 3 spots we got to go to, but pull blinds, and we ought to be on the road early tomorrow morning and head home. Got to get a boat and toss her in the truck, then we're going to head to Kansas. Just got to laugh at the stuff we've been through lately, but that's going to wrap up this week's Semi-Live. Thank you guys for tuning in. We had some good encounters. Goulash had a beautiful buck in front of him the other night, so hopefully he can seal the deal on that here coming up soon. And for the rest of us, we're going to keep grinding and keep bringing you more footage, and hopefully more exciting footage along the